Reporting live from Ibis Club, Fight Plus News, I'm Janava. Breaking news coming out of Mississippi. The case of Nolan Wells is getting its latest update and first arrest, as a man by the name of Joseph Alfredo Vasquez Dumar is now in custody after sending threats to warn Hudson's stepmother and Judge Ashley Cole at the top of July. As you should know, Cole, whose stepson Warren Hudson, is one of Nolan Wells' friends, whom he traveled by boat with to Mississippi's Horn Island before Wells would be found washed ashore 2 days later, would find herself under a large amount of ridicule after she would release a statement on her Facebook account. In her statement, she would mainly go on to defend her stepson against accusations that he may be behind Wells' passing. She would go on to write, "My husband and I were not at Horn Island at any point on 4th of July. No one in our family is trying in any way to impede with the investigation by law enforcement or to otherwise hamper the family and law enforcement's quest for answers." Warren was interviewed by the Jackson County Sheriff's Department and cooperated fully. He saw Nolan last around 3 p.m. on July 4th. They left around 4:30 p.m. when the boat was taking on water and they had an issue with the bilge pump. Nolan made a decision to stay on the island and return inland later with another group of friends. Yes, I am a judge. I also value transparency. Yes, I am a judge. I also value transparency. I apologize if anyone was offended that I deleted my social media. There were no nefarious motivations in my deleting my social media. Social media has a lot of positives, but a whole lot of negatives. Now, 3 days after the statement, Cole would return back to her Facebook to show followers and those interested that she and her family have received a wave of negative messages and threats. A part of the post, she would go on to share several messages from an anonymous user, Yay962, who would go on to comment with things like, "There's gonna be a bomb sent to your office. I'm gonna get you when you leave work." Followed by, "I got your email, your phone number, your address. What's stopping?" The user would even go on to message her directly and continued, "There will be a package coming to your guy's office in the next few days. It's gonna blow you away when you see it, LOL. Probably be best to have the boys there to see as well. Hard to clean, especially from a boat. Not even the FBI can stop this." Fast forward to today, it appears that the FBI would stop the user and would end up tracking down Joseph Dumar in Sacramento, California. According to the Sun Herald, agents with the FBI Safe Streets Task Force identified Dumar, who used the username Yay962, by tracing email IP addresses associated with the account, including moneybagiojo1916@gmail.com, along with the date of birth, phone number, and street addresses linked to the account. Investigators said the information resulted in the identity of Dumar as user behind the Yay962 account that sent the messages to Cole. Now, part of Dumar's indictment would read, "On or about July 11, 2026 in Jackson County, in the Southern Division of the Southern District of Mississippi and elsewhere, the defendant Joseph Alfredo Vasquez Dumar did knowingly and willfully transmit in interstate and foreign commerce a communication containing a threat to injure the person of another, to wit, a direct message on Facebook threatening to kill Ashley Cole, all in violations of Title 18 United States Code Section 875. Now, according to those same documents, Dumar now faces up to 5 years in prison, a fine up to $250,000, and up to 3 years of supervision upon release for the federal charge of interstate transmission of a threatening communication. Now, in relation to Dumar seemingly being the first arrest connected to this case, we have to note that this arrest now takes place as many are demanding that an arrest actually be made directly connected to the suspicious death of Wells. Several days ago, following the release of the audio from the CTO emergency call that his friends would make that day, appeared to capture what some felt was incriminating. The audio itself is now being investigated by Wells' team and family.
And at this point, we are watching a whole community cover up what really happened to Nolan Wells. From the captain to the grandpa to the little boy, the dispatch lady, you heard all that shit going on in the background. Yes, you was kind of concerned or whatever because you like something really going on because you heard what the people saying in the background. So that had you on high alert. So you was trying to figure out, let me get somebody out here. But at the same time, the man, how you get the granddaddy phone number, how you knew his number, and how he knew to call you personally, but you don't know if he's one of y'all clients or not. Y'all was trying to do that shit under the rug. The little boy panicked and called the real people who he needed to call. That's how he got the dispatch lady on the phone. Now you want to talk to the grandson under the covers. Lock all they ass up, from the granddaddy, the kids, them hoes that was on that damn boat, because they had girls on the boat too. We ain't know that. Lock all they ass, the whole damn community. Lock them up. And why y'all just not saying something? Come on now.
If the theory is that we don't care about what happened to Nolan because he was drinking or on cocaine, then what needs to happen is every adult on that island that was there, including the ones who are driving the boats and tugging and this, that, and the third and all this other stuff, needs to be arrested for the contributing of the delinquency of a minor. And I'm sure that there were kids who were under the age of 18 who were on that island who probably was also participating. So since we're gonna make it seem like Nolan is the only one doing illegal activities, since the headlines want to come out, arrest every fucking body who was on the island doing the fucking drugs.
Now, as reported here, one of his friends accused, Bart Edmiston, whose name can be heard yelled on the emergency calls audio, has now hired his own attorney to push back against any claims that he's behind Wells' death. During a new episode of News Nation, Edmiston's attorney, Russell Latino, would dispute versions of the audio that would go viral and claim that what people were hearing was doctored along with an inaccurate transcript.
An alleged enhanced audio of the CTO call that purports to have a background conversation that is suggested sounds like people explaining the murder of Nolan. The word Bart is in there, and I know real people with real platforms are pointing the finger at your client.
Yeah, so we don't see any legitimacy in a doctored transcript or a doctored audio that comes with a transcript, which is a nice psychological sort of game that people play with garbled audio. So yeah, people are just fabricating things wildly. And the consequence of that is that you've got people who are in legitimate fear for their lives. Our viewpoint is not, we can't stop the entire internet. My client's role was to help drain water off of a boat that reported it being in distress. There were 20 plus people separated between those two boats. All of them saw what he did. All of them saw what did and didn't happen. There were 2 credible witnesses at least that saw Nolan Wells on Horn Island an hour and a half after those 2 boats left.
Now, as far as Warren Hudson and his family, his father, who is the husband of Ashley Cole, would announce that he is now putting up a $50,000 reward for any information that leads to an arrest and conviction of anyone that could be responsible with the death of Nolan Wells. It was announced on Thursday that state officials in Mississippi have also finally completed Wells' first autopsy, conducted on July 7th, but it will remain private in preparation for the district attorney to present evidence to a grand jury. Wells' family and family attorney Benjamin Crump has also yet to see those results. Let's talk about it more in the comments below. How do you feel about this recent arrest and the FBI's ability to track down the person? Does it feel promising that they will also have the ability to capture all digital signs that can lead them to any potential suspects in the mysterious death of Nolan Wells? Reporting live from Hype's Club, Fight Plus News, I'm Janaba.